en anglais, je crois.
Each team has 24 minutes to present its case to the judge. I will hold up a sign for the last 12, 7, and 2 minutes, as well as for the last 30 seconds of the presentation. During the last 10 seconds, I will indicate with my finger the number of seconds remaining. If you have not finished your presentation after 24 minutes, you will be stopped in order to proceed with Q&A period. The Q&A period of maximum 4 minutes is allocated to the jury at the end of your presentation. Please note that at any time you cannot say or reference the name of or the location of your university.
Bonjour monsieur et madame, merci de venir ici aujourd'hui. Je suis ici avec moi-même Sarah, Julie et Alexia et nous allons vous présenter notre recommandation pour P&G au Canada. Nous allons conducter le restant en anglais.
Hispanics, Africans, Europeans, Asians. All of these groups have their own definitions of beauty. Furthermore, they all have their own beauty needs. My name is Julie Ross, and on behalf of Bull & Bear Consulting, I would like to thank you for having us here today to help you reach and take advantage of this great opportunity of the growing Asian population in Canada. I will be passing it off to my colleague Alexia to discuss the current situation, the alternatives. Myself and Sarah Munich will be discussing the recommendations, passing it off to Alexia for the financials. Lastly, Sarah will discuss the implementation, and we will end off with a conclusion.
So since its inception, P&G has realized growth through two primary avenues, the first being product innovation and the second being through acquiring other companies. Today, there is a new growth opportunity, and that is the Asian population in Canada. It's a new market with high growth, and it's largely untapped. That being said, we still need to directly market to them, as they really appreciate a directed, targeted marketing strategy. This goes in line with trends we've seen in the market recently. So overall, the marketing is increasingly important throughout the world, and each niche market likes to feel like the advertisement is specifically speaking to them. We'd also like to note that a trend is that 77% of the skincare is facial care. So we believe that this is the primary target market to go into, as it is representing the largest segment. That being said, although there are a lot of opportunities and benefits to this new target market, we have to acknowledge some competitors. So notably, in Canada, a huge presence would be L'Oreal. They're currently the market share holder with the biggest percentage. And although P&G has a strong position, we will need to actively market and fight against them in order to be able to become the market leader. Therefore, in order to better capture a fast-growing ethnic population of Asians in Canada, P&G should launch a new brand extension, Olay Pacific, and also acquire Yves Wetzy, a Canadian-based beauty company. This will create an additional $60 million in profits for P&G Canada in the next 5 years. So in other words, what this means is that we are recommending a two-pronged strategy. The first being to launch a new product, Olay Pacific, specifically targeted to the Asians in the Canadian market. And the second recommendation that we are proposing to you today would be to acquire Yves Wetzy to target the younger consumers of the Asian populations, as well as all of Canada.
For our decision matrix today, we looked at some possibilities that were presented and also some that we established would be best. So first, we believe it's a great idea for you to take an existing brand, this would be Olay, and adapt it to this segment. So this would be Olay Pacific. So this is a great return on investment, consumer needs and preferences, the risk level and timeline are all criteria that are extremely important for you, and this decision is going to offer these to you. Again, the second prong is going to be to acquire an existing brand. So this is going to be Lise Wattier, a Canadian company, and again, it's going to uphold these criteria. In terms of just to begin with the acquisition of Lise Wattier, we are looking at Asians in Canada. This is a growing market, and Asians in Canada can be separated into a younger demographic and an older demographic. These are people who generally are going to be using two different types of skincare products, which is what this strategy is going to focus on. So the younger demographic cannot be overlooked because you need lifelong P&G consumers. You want people who are going to begin using P&G products at a younger age and continue with P&G products until they mature and become older women. So with Lise Wattier, we're going to help focus on this younger demographic because Olay has historically been targeted to an older, about 40 and up woman. Next, so we're looking at these young Asians in Canada. Now we can make a decision, because this is about Asians, we have a decision, are we going to look for a product that is tailored towards young Asians in Canada, or a product all young Canadians can use? And the best decision is to go for a general product because younger Asians in Canada are more westernized than their mothers, for example, and so they're less likely to be using whitening products compared to their Asian counterparts in Asia. And also, Procter & Gamble does not have a skincare line for a younger 20 to 40-year-old Canadian. So this is a great opportunity for Procter & Gamble to get into this market. About Lise Wattier. So this is a Canadian company. From its inception, it's put a lot of emphasis on beauty on the inside and out for women. This is so important for Canadian women all over the country. And it also goes along the trend of other companies such as Dove who have put on these campaigns of giving women, empowering women, both on the inside and outside. So it's headquartered in Quebec. It's a privately held company, and it has limited presence in the US. So this is a great expansion opportunity for Procter & Gamble. So what's in it for both sides? For Procter & Gamble, this is a great opportunity because it has existing brand recognition. It's a trusted company. The costs are going to be mitigated because you will not be having that new product development. It has established marketing and distribution channels. And again, it's giving Procter & Gamble presence in this market that you do not currently have. Again, for Lise Wattier, it's great distribution channels, more capital for growth, and great expansion opportunities in the US as Procter & Gamble is there, as is Lise Wattier, but with limited presence.
So in terms of the financial of this first recommendation, as it is a privately held company, we needed to take a benchmark in order to assess the profitability of Lise Wattier at the current moment. So we decided to take Lush as a benchmark company. So we do recognize that Lush is a much bigger company and on a much larger scale, which is why we've accounted for that. So just to compare the two, Lise Wattier currently has approximately 350 products, whereas Lush has 1,500 products. Another comparison point would be the fact that Lise Wattier is currently in 6 countries, whereas Lush is in 30 countries. So we estimated that Lush would be about 4 to 5 times the size of Lise Wattier. So taking Lush's current revenues and profits, we were able to assess that Lise Wattier most probably has approximately profits of $60 million per year. Now, to do this acquisition, we feel that we still need to give a very competitive price, as it is a company that enjoys its wholesome roots and the fact that it is Canadian bred. Therefore, we felt that $35 million as an acquisition price would be high enough for them to accept our offer. As Julie mentioned, there are also a lot of benefits for them, which would make this even more attractive. So now in terms of what this will bring in the future. So in terms of revenues, we would, since we're acquiring the company, we would be getting all of these Wet'sies' current revenues. However, we believe that once P&G acquires them, there would be added revenues, since we would like to amp up their marketing as well as amp up their distribution channels, since P&G already has a large distribution base. In terms of their expenses, again, we would still need to maintain these Wet'sies' current expenses. However, they would most likely be somewhat increased by added marketing costs. So we really want to emphasize targeting a younger demographic and a younger demographic of all different types of ethnicities. So we really push this through in a marketing campaign. So this would be done through, for example, magazines, events, television, and product placements. So this is in line with these Wet'sies' current marketing strategy, and we simply took this as they're doing very, very well, and they have won prizes for their marketing, and just bring it to scale on a larger level. There would also be added expenses in terms of their operations in manufacturing. So if we're saying that we will sell more, we're clearly going to need to account for the fact that they'll probably need a larger plant, a larger facility, and more manufacturing capacity. And finally, we accounted for some HR costs. So this could include both training new personnel as well as relocating some of these Wet'sies' current employees. So in sum, what this has brought on is that in the first year, we will obviously be seeing a loss because we will be acquiring the company for the $35 million that I just mentioned. That being said, this will be quickly recovered by these added revenues. So in the next 5 years, there would be an approximate revenue of $50 million for the company.
So Julie mentioned the younger crowd, and I'm going to talk about the older crowd because we cannot forget about the older women who are above the age of 40. So this is where we decided to look at Olay, because Olay is a product that historically has been known to target the older generation. And what we decided to do was to cater Olay towards the Asian Pacific Chinese women. And what we did is we created a new product under Olay, and we named it the Olay Pacific. And this would be a new product development under Olay. And with this, we created a 3-tiered product. The first one being a hydrating cream, the second one being a skin lightening cream, and the third one being an anti-aging cream. Now these are 3 creams that are very important to the Asian population. Firstly, skin lightening, because it is a trend that is very popular abroad in their country. Secondly, with the hydrating cream and the anti-aging cream, these are both creams that are going to be incorporated with natural Asian products such as ginseng and herbs, which is something used back home where they're from. So why did we decide to use Olay Pacific, and why did we decide to adapt it to the Asian population? And that is because we felt that the older generation had closer ties to Asia. So these are usually women who might have lived there previously or who have family that still lives there. And so we felt that adapting the product to their culture might be a better idea and might be easier for them to identify with what they might have been using previously. So then why do we target the older 40-plus women? And that is because it is an untapped market in Canada. So these women have not been targeted as an Asian population. They haven't been targeted by any other beauty product companies. And the anti-aging category is one that has the highest growth currently in Canada. So that is another reason. And thirdly, this is innovative. The skin lightening is not widely offered at all in Canada, and this would be a new product in the region which these women would highly appreciate. So the marketing strategy for Olay over time is we are going to start small and expand over time. So we're first going to begin in the niche market, meaning the local stores where these women tend to shop more in. So for example, the in-language ethnic media. So this is the radio stations that are in their local languages, the TV stations that are in the local languages, the local supermarkets where these women will tend to generally go. So we will begin there, and we will sell these products in these local stores, or sorry, these ethnic stores. And we will also give out free samples, for example. So these women will go to the Asian supermarket and buy their grocery stores, their grocery products, and then they will go to the beauty department and see that Olay will be offering a new product for their skin type, for the skin lightening, for the anti-aging. And then over a year's time, we are going to expand it. We're going to market the larger Canadian market. So we will expand the Olay Pacific to the regular supermarkets where Olay products are sold currently. This will allow us to target a greater market over time and expand the market. So then we will also increase the marketing to be brought up to TV, regular TV adverts, regular magazine adverts being read by not just the Asian population.
So now in terms of financials of our second recommendation. So there are three main buckets of costs that we identified. The first being the product development for this new product. Now Olay does have a wide range of products. So they already do have the technology and the resources to build this product. So we're not acquiring any new machinery or anything like that. It's just a matter of combining their existing products and making a new formula. So for example, all the ingredients that Sarah mentioned are largely things that Olay is already familiar with, which is why we believe that an approximate cost of $3 million for this was appropriate. The second large cost bucket that we identified were the marketing expenses. So we want to really push the marketing through for this product as it is completely new. It's to a completely new target, and that's crucial to get the product launched and started as best as possible. So now to break down what Sarah mentioned as the advertising mediums in terms of their costs. So for the niche marketing, we have a little bit of a smaller budget as it tends to be smaller stores, smaller TV channels, so it won't really require that much of an investment compared to the mass marketing. That being said, between radio, internet, television, and samples, the total would still be approximately $4.5 million per year. So to just break this down a little more, radio would be $0.5 million, internet would be $1 million, and television would be $2 million, and finally samples, which would be giving out in the stores, would be another $1 million. Now for the mass marketing, we are looking at a bit of a higher cost. However, we do feel that it is still crucial to do, because if not, we would be missing out on this huge population. Not all Asian women only go to Asian supermarkets to shop. They don't only watch TV. A lot of them are now very westernized and actually see Western products as a premium product that they actually want to own and they identify with. So that's why our marketing budget for this mass marketing is $8 million. So to break it down, in radio we have $1 million, and in television, samples, and magazines we have $2 million for each category. So now to sum this up, we looked at the current Canadian market size, and we saw that Olay already had approximately 23% of this. We feel that this new product at first will probably only represent 2 to 3% of Olay's total market share. However, we do see that increasing as the years go by, and in the end we feel that they could even reach 5% to 6%. So this would mean that by 2017, which would be 5 years from now, there would be approximately 10 to 15 million in revenues, in profit, for this product launch.
So in terms of the implementation, we made a timeline over the next 4 years. To begin, we're going to start this year in 2013, and this is going to begin in July with a product development beginning for the Olay Pacific. And this is starting to create and make the products. And then we're also going to start a marketing campaign the same year in 2013 to promote this new product, Olay Pacific, to raise awareness so women know that this new product is being created and tailor it to their needs. Then we are also going to begin negotiations with les Wetiers. So start talking, seeing if they're interested, talking about prices and whatnot. And then in September 2013, the product launch for Olay Pacific is going to begin, and this is going to be the smaller product launch, so in the niche market, in the smaller supermarkets, in the more local language TV stores, TVs and magazines. And then in December 2013, there's the acquisition with Visoitier is going to be done. Then in year 2, in March of 2014, the existing Visoitier marketing is going to be expanded to tailor to the P&G market. And the P&G, we are going to incorporate the P&G relevant distribution channels for Visoitier. And then in July of 2014, the Olay Pacific is going to be launched on the larger scale, so the non-niche markets, so the mass launch, so in bigger stores and things like that, as well as with the marketing, so bringing it up to the bigger Canadian market, not just the Chinese market, and begin a TV promo for Visoitier. Then in 2015, we're going to do some reviews and adjustments to see if everything's on track, if anything needs to be changed or adapted. And then in March of 2015, there's going to be an expansion of Visoitier in the United States, because currently we only have 2 stores there, so we are hoping to make it, create a bigger presence. And then in year 4, so in 2016, we are hoping to expand both Visoitier and Olay Pacific to Asia Pacific. So bring it abroad, overseas, and start abroad, start over there. So the 3 things we would like you to remember today before we leave you is that we are going to launch a new product, and that is Olay Pacific. And this product is going to be targeted specifically to the Asian market in Canada for these women, with the skin lightening, the anti-aging, and the hygiene product. And all 3 products are going to be catered specifically to the Asian women. We're also going to acquire Visoitier to target the younger crowd, the younger generation of Asians in Canada and younger generation in Canada as a whole. And the 3rd thing we'd like you to remember is that we are hoping to expand both Olay Pacific and Visoitier internationally and bring it abroad, overseas, to Asia. Donc merci pour votre temps aujourd'hui. Si vous avez des questions, maintenant on est prêt à répondre.
Thank you so much for your presentation. My question is, I like the idea of acquiring Visoitier, but why did you choose to acquire a new company when we already have 2 prestige skincare brands in our portfolio that are not yet available in Canada, and I'm thinking of SK2 or DDF. Could you explain a little bit on that?
I can take it. Okay, so SK2 is a great product, however it's extremely expensive. So SK2 would be better suited for an older demographic rather than the younger demographic that we felt was essential for P&G to target. In terms of DDM, again, younger women are looking for more natural, fresher skincare products, and that's a very kind of, created by a dermatologist. So that's why we felt that that specific line wasn't as catered well to the younger Canadian demographic.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I was just wondering if you have, because you presented basically 2 strategies, one to launch Olay Pacific, one to acquire Visoitier. If you had to select only one of them, which one would it be and why?
I would personally think that Visoitier is a more profitable strategy. So just looking at the financials, Visoitier in 5 years is generating 50 million, whereas Olay Pacific is only generating approximately 15 million. So there is a big difference on that scale. Also, as we mentioned during our presentation, we feel that the acquisition of Visoitier is a more sustainable long-term recommendation. So you're really getting the consumers loyal to you when they're younger, when they're trying out different products, and then you'll be able to transition them as they become older women. Whereas Olay is much more niche, and it's something that you'll start using maybe when you're, 40 or 50, but before that, you'll rarely see women using it. Therefore, for these 2 reasons, I think that Visoitier would be the optimal strategy to go forward with.
In terms of the Ole Pacific proposition, I like the idea. What would be the price point? Would you see this as a prestige brand or a mass brand, and how do you see this brand, the position of the brand in the Canadian market?
So we looked at the current pricing of normal Olay products, and we averaged about the same price, between $30 and $40. That is because Olay does offer nighttime treatment, anti-aging treatment already. So the Olay Pacific has special treatment, but it's not that much more special to have it be more expensive. There is an anti-aging, and it would incorporate natural herbs. So we would keep it around the same price to be able to sell it in the supermarkets just like the Olay products are being sold today. And so yes.
Do you think there could be some impact on current Olay brand?
I would say that no, there wouldn't be, since this brand is so targeted towards a niche demographic. We're really targeting Asian women, and this will be seen through our advertisements, all our marketing, our distribution, where we're placing them in the stores, as well as just the ingredients. There are a lot of ingredients that are natural and from Asia, so it's not necessarily something that as North Americans or even Europeans, we're necessarily very, we're not actively looking for that. Whereas an older Asian woman will really appreciate those products and almost feel like a sense from home when she uses that product.
Do you have any data on how these websites are already targeting the Canadian Asian population, or do we have any information on this?
Well, what's really great about Lise Wattier is that her products really target many demographics.
Thank you.